How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm gonna build my first PC. Now before we start, I just want to let you know that I have a reason to choose these specs. I went with some low specs right now because I want to upgrade in the future, keep upgrading in increments, and then I'll have a lot of hardware lying around so I can do some budget builds and all that kind of stuff. And if something dies out, then I can just swap it quick time. So that's basically why I chose these specs. But this is my first time building a PC by myself. I have an idea of what I'm doing because I have seen a lot of video tutorials and stuff. But if something goes wrong, then I'm gonna go insane. Okay, so for the CPU, I went for the Ryzen 3 1200, which is a well-priced CPU for a very low-end market, and I think this is going to be a really nice CPU. I'm not planning on overclocking it just right now, but I will do in the future, and I'll put this away when I get into Ryzen 7. Now for the motherboard, I chose the Gigabyte AB350M Gaming 3. This is a really whatever. I just chose it because it looked nice. Now this isn't a gaming PC, so I chose the GT 710 for now, and I will be upgrading. Obviously this is just so I can get a HDMI video signal out, and I was gonna get the APU, but I did come across this funky issue that right now, you know, some motherboards won't work straight out of the box. You're gonna have to update the BIOS and all that. And yes, I know that AMD is providing CPUs just so you can upgrade it and then get in the APU and then send that other one back that they sent here. There are some motherboards that are ready out of the box to work with the APUs, but I have seen some people complaining about them not working and stuff, so you know, I didn't bother with that. I don't want to get into that kind of trouble. I'm using 4 gigs of RAM, 24 megahertz dual channel, 8 gigs 2 times 4, and I'm gonna load that into a 120 gigabyte SSD. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, of course, the power supply is right over here. So the power supply is a EVGA 500 watt silver 80 plus power supply, which I got because I heard some bad things about the Corsair 500 supply one, so you know, I didn't want to bother with that. And all of this is going to go inside the CIT GeForce, which is a really cheap case, and I got that because my brother wanted it, so when I get a proper case that I want, I'll give this one to him, so I think that's nice. Anyways, let's get on with the build. I'm gonna just get this set up. Now the manual is actually below the motherboard. This is, I put that up because I've been looking at it. So let's get this out. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna move the camera a little further away because it's getting in the way, because you know, I'm building a PC for the first time. I wanna kind of avoid getting into trouble, so I'll just move this one away. Alright, so there it is, the motherboard, and then this is the CPU, and the CPU comes with the Wraith cooler kind of thing, so that's nice. Oh, the CPU is in here. That's nice, because this is a PGA chip, so it's got pins on it, and if you bend those, then you're done for. And this cooler looks nice, so here's the cooler. Okay, so here's the cooler. I shouldn't have got this out actually, because it's got the thermal paste on it. So here's the CPU. Wonder what this is. I'm guessing that's just a sticker. Yep. Let's go ahead and open this, and let's go ahead and put the CPU in. Oh, is it inside here? Oh, this is nice. So this provides extra protection for the PGA chip. So whoa, look how much pins it has. It's like a freaking. Okay, let me look for the triangle. Right, so the triangle is on this side over there, and I think that's the only side that's different, so I'm just gonna like put it in there. And there we go, it's actually dropped in. And then we can go ahead and, oops, Okay, I guess that's in. So good. Now we just need to put the CPU cooler on, and I want to actually wipe that a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna get this off. It's so much fun actually. Didn't expect it to be this much fun. And the CPU is really nice. It just feels like a premium product kind of thing in your hand. Okay, so when you're putting a cooler on, is there a certain way that it goes? Because the CPU fan is here. So if this is, I'll just clean that up. I haven't got a proper cleaning substance, but I'm pretty sure they don't have to be cleaned like perfectly. Now I don't know which way this goes. So either this way, or is either this way. I guess you can go both ways. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this way on here. I know I'm probably doing it wrong or something. Don't wanna like mess this up though. You know, like really. Alright, now I've got it on finally. Seems to be working. Now I'm just gonna put this in somewhere here. So there, that's the CPU fan. I'm gonna get all-in-one water cooler later on, and I'll just switch that out. Let's move on to the next thing. I'll go ahead and put the RAM in now. So RAM is expensive and graphic card prices are expensive right now. That's why I went for low end stuff, hoping to upgrade in the future when the prices come down. So here's the two sticks. Okay, so I'm just looking at the instructions booklet, and it says that I need to install, if I'm going to do 2 channels on this motherboard, I'm going to have to do channel 2 and then 1. So that's like 2 red ones, I guess. Right, so it says over here 4, 2, 3 and then 1. So I'm going to have to do 1 and 2. So that's the 2 red ones. Right. Where's this way? Damn, that was a bit of a stiff one. Okay, I should have put the other one in first actually. I should have put this one in first, but whatever. Alright, that seems to be in. So there's the RAM. Okay, I think it's time to put it into the case and then start doing the cable management. Then we can put the graphics card in, because if we put it in right now, there's nothing to support it. So let's go ahead and get the case. Alright, here it is. I'm just gonna open it up. Alright, so this case supports micro ATX and then mini ATX and then ATX, which is the full size one. So yep, let's go ahead and shove it in there. Oh, almost forgot one thing. We need the screws, which should come with the case. They should be on the other side, so I'll just quickly go ahead and take that side off. So there's the fan controller and the power and stuff like that. The fan controller power, and then the other power or something, and then there's this. So then there's the LED controller over here. This is what I'm kind of confused about, because I don't know how that really works. But get this out right now. So you got the tiny remote thing that has the fan LED control. Oh, you must be insane. Right, I bet. Well, that works on a battery, so that's not good. And then there's a whole lot of screws and stuff like that. I don't know where half of them go, but we'll find out. Okay, that seems to be in place. Okay, what's next? Alright, so mounted the SSD. So it's right there. So I know it's a bit dark, but you can see it's right over there. I've mounted it. Okay, time for the power supply then. Well, it comes with the thingy and it comes with some screws. So let's take this out. Right, so here's the power supply. Now I'm gonna have to get this into the case. By the way, I've been doing some cable management just a little bit. Can't see it, but whatever. Alright, so that's done. I guess it's just time to hook everything up and then put a graphics card in as well. Okay, so here's the 40-pin connector. Now I find the funny thing about this case is that where you screw the motherboard, it's actually under the hooks where you hook the case side panel on, so it's hard to get the screw in there, but I've got it in there. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is see if I can do cable management. Right, so the 40-pin connector is over here, so I'm gonna have to like bring it from here. Come on, there we are. Whoa, this graphic card is tiny. Right. So here's the 710. Oh, it doesn't have a power input. Didn't know that. I'm gonna have to put this in. So you take that off. Just make it a bit brighter for you. Now I'm gonna put the graphics card in here, but obviously I'm not gonna use it for anything. There we are. Put the graphics. The power supply has some really short cables for at least this case. I think is the case because you have to wrap it all the way through the back, and that is not really funny. Alright, here we go. So that's hooked up in there. That's nice. And then you can just like put this on. Okay, so there's the crappy graphics card in there. There it is, right there. Bad camera, I know, but you can see it. I guess you can put this back on. Yeah, there we go. So that's back on. Now we just need to connect the power cables and stuff to the SSD, and I think what else have we got? That's it. That's about it, I think. Okay, so it's got a lot of the other spare connectors, which are basically I think called Molex connectors, and you should use these for SSDs, hard drives, and stuff like that. They're all kind of the same and stuff, so I think they have the same purpose for multiple different components. So, and then there's obviously the PCIe for the graphics card, but I haven't got one that uses power. So I'm gonna just see if I route this through here. I guess this power cable goes through here, and it just plugs into the SSD. Shouldn't I put the SSD over there? I should have done the cable first. There we are, so that's clicked in there. So far I think it's been sliding smooth. I just need to put the front IO into the power supply and the RGB fan controllers. Now I haven't actually put those in as well. Oh wait, I took the USB 3 thing out, so I need to just power manage thingy cable manage that. Right, so this is the USB 3. I think I will have to get through here. Or was it here? There we are. So this is the USB 3. Just gonna plug that in there. That's two cables into one. I guess one is USB 3, whatever. Pop this through. And let's go ahead and put this in here, USB 1 or USB 2. There's the front USB. What else have we got? We got the fan. Oh, okay, so this is the card reader. Now this goes also into the USB, so I can put this in here. There we go. That's in there. What else have we got? Alright, so I've finished building it kind of. Well, I've done the cable management on the front, but if you open the back up, it's just a cluster. So I didn't want to bother with that because I didn't have time. I had to go somewhere, so I've been testing it. I haven't installed Windows on it. I've got that disk right here, and this remote is to control the LEDs and everything. So I've actually got all that set up, and it seems to be working. Everything is perfectly fine. Went into the BIOS and everything, and well, apparently everything is working really well. It picks up the 8 gigs of RAM. It doesn't pick up the graphics card, but it seems to be working through the HDMI cable from the graphics card, which is in there right now. The CPU and everything, it picks up everything just perfectly fine. And the SSD, the CPU is the 1200, and it picks that up as well. Now the cable management on here, on the front, I don't know what to say. Let me go and turn it on. It looks like a nice case. Yeah, because I've turned the LEDs off and done a freaking. This keyboard doesn't really want to work sometimes. But the CPU fan is working, and the ones in here, they're working as well. But it's just the LEDs. I don't know, this mouse, this thingy, it just. I haven't put the reset switch on, but the on and off button works. Well, apparently the LEDs have just gone off for some weird reason. And then this thingy doesn't seem to be working. I press this auto button and it's just gone nuts. Anyways, I guess we can sort that out later on. Do not have a clue on what to say about this. The thingy is at the back, and I don't want to open that because freaking stupid. I don't want to. Let's go ahead and we'll fix the LEDs later on. But it does look nice. It's RGB as well. You can change it. Let's go ahead and get Windows installed on it. So this is how Windows comes from a USB stick. I bought this, and in case you guys wanted to know what it looks like and all, this is it. Hang on, where's it gone? Alright, here it is. So you have the key, Windows 10 key over here. Then you have a cluster of useless. Then there's a USB stick. Now it's saying, please insert a stupid USB drive thingamajig if you want to install Windows 10. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to plug this into the back and see what happens. Oh, look, the mouse is on. Oh, look, it's gone red. Oh, look at this! Windows setup. Turn this down. So here we go. This is how Windows starts. So Windows 10, 64-bit, yes. Loading files, and it is on a USB 3 stick, so it should work. And there we go. Oh, Windows is loading. So this is my first PC, and I think I have done well. I just think that. So we're going to load into Windows, United States, of course, yes. What the? Oh, the product key. So now it's time to put in the product key. If I can just pop this down. There we go. I'm just going to put it in. I'm going to make a jump code now because it is private. Okay, so I accept the terms. Forgot to put in my Wi-Fi card. Upgrade. Custom install Windows. What the? Oh my god, you freaking. So here, there we are. You go this. So it's copying file to the SSD, which is 118 gigabytes. That's what we wanted, and it seems to have recognized everything. What the flip is that? You quickly copied them? Are you sure about that? Or is it lying? Oh, this is gonna take a very long time, so I'm just gonna have to stop the recording. So that is, this CPU fan is not the quietest. I think I might have done something wrong. I have a feeling, but I'm not sure because it seems to be working. We'll just have to find out. Just keep going. I'm not sure if it's meant to be making this kind of sound, but I have heard some fans and stuff that sound like this, so I'm not sure. This is actually a lot quicker than I thought. It's already on 87 and stuff. And I've plugged the Wi-Fi card in, so just that there here. Wi-Fi AC 5 GHz as well, which is good stuff. Oh, the bar is down here, so it's showing if it's gonna get to the end or not. Oh, it's jumped. It's jumped. So it's installing features or something. Weird stuff. Installing update. This doesn't look like Windows 10. It's Windows 7. I'm pretty sure this is Windows 10, right? This thing here is Windows 10. So don't know what's going on right there. Funky stuff. So my review of this Windows is that it's not a good quality thingy. Let's go ahead and restart right now. See what happens. Oh, that CPU fan is on maximum power, but the LEDs are not working. I don't know what the heck is wrong with it. Auto 1. I pressed the button and now it's gone into some next level mode. It's not even turning on. LEDs, they were on and they looked really nice, but now it's all gone to whatever. Starting services. Good to know. These SSDs are really fast, huh? Alright, so I've got it working. The LEDs are working as well. It's just updating Windows. I did run into a problem with activating Windows. I had to call the Microsoft support thingamajig and set that up, and I think that's because the first time I did it, I went on upgrade instead of move the files to the SSD. So that's why I think I did that, but I mean, it's all fixed. It seems to be working. This fan is actually a bit annoying because it is loud, but other than that, I think everything is working really well. It's just updating Windows. Let me just get the remote out. So that's in here. I've just put it in here. Okay, now the problem with the remote was that the infrared receiver is actually at the front over here, and if I do it from here, it's not gonna change anything because it's a bad reception. If I do it from here, it does. And now the colors are wrong on the camera. That's why you should get a camera that shoots RAW and stuff. But let's go ahead and put different colors on. So you can put green on. There we are. Yeah, it's a nice case. I like it for some weird reason, but I like it in white. Look at that. It looks really nice. But obviously the colors are wrong once again. It's not meant to be bluish. Yellow looks really nice as well. Again, the colors are wrong because of the camera. Let's go ahead and restart it right now. And you can do the blinky thing, but it's gonna turn off. And by the way, the SSD is really fast. Let's go put it back on red because the motherboard has red lights and it goes well with the motherboard right there. So Windows been updating drivers for everything that I've got in here, including the CPU. It's done that. It's done the 710 drivers, and that's actually a nice card. It's no problem. I'm running at 1080p and everything seems to be working. I'm just updating it. I'll do some benchmarks in another video. This was just to build the PC, and I think I do like it. Let me go ahead and turn the lights off and look better, wouldn't it? The only problem is the stealth wraith cooler thingamajig is actually a little bit noisy. But other than that, I think everything is really nice. I don't know why I've got the case off. Oh, I was gonna change the input from the start, I think, to that one there. There's two of them. I mean, all of these SATA inputs for the SSDs and hard drives, they're all 6GB. There's no 3GB ones. And I'm gonna get an M.2 SSD and I'm gonna shove it in there because I think it's gonna be better. Well, at least I want it because it's gonna be faster and stuff. And then I'll use this one for storage to render videos on. So I'm gonna put the files on here. Windows is gonna be on the M.2, and I think it's gonna be much faster. And I'll upgrade the graphics card and the CPU and stuff later on. It's actually running the RAM at 2133 MHz. It's supposed to be at 2400 MHz. So that's one thing that I find funny. I think you have to manually overclock it, which is unlocked, I think, in the motherboard BIOS menu. I did go there and they kind of had the funny stuff going on. There is the HD audio from the front panel. I keep accidentally pressing my hand on it when I was just closing the covers and stuff, and it just turns off, which is what you're not meant to do. Now there's one USB port missing. There's a 3, and then it's configuring now, so it's gonna take a while, even with the Ryzen 3, even an SSD. Oh, it's on 11%. That's good. 24. Okay, so it's kind of fast. Wow, it's jumping through like mad. Yeah, one of the things is that I found is that the SSDs are so much more faster than hard drives. It's like no competition. And then of course M.2s are on a whole new level. But anyways, at the top I haven't put the I/O in for the audio, the HD audio, and some of the things don't work, like the reset button doesn't work, but I don't want to press it just in case. The LEDs work though. The hard drive and the power LED, they work because I got that set up over here, in the just over there. Now if I do get a chance to in the future make another video on building PCs, which I will obviously, then you'll definitely see some tutorials and other videos. There's the USB and card reader thing. Go ahead and just focus on it. And then the graphics card has this wire going, this yellow wire. That's because the power supply, I don't know if I said this earlier, the power supply has some neck-level wires. I don't think it's a power supply that's the issue. It's probably the case. The cables for everything, the front panel, the front fans and the rear fans, it was always restarting, so it's just done that. See how quick it was. It didn't turn the LEDs off because the fans and the LEDs are going directly into the power supply instead of the motherboard. Just that fun. But anyway, so it's starting the Windows. This is for the CPU, this cable here. If I focus on it, thank you very much. And it says this is going to take a while. I'm going to get annoyed now. This is going to be my editing rig. Okay, this is what I'm going to be video rendering on. I'm going to upgrade to the Ryzen 7, probably get an all-in-one water cooler and a different case. But this cable and the other cable, I mean especially this cable, it's really short. You can't like move it from here all the way down there. It doesn't, well, you can do it, but it's so freaking annoying to get there. I might move the graphics card up there. I think that is a good idea. And then this cable has to come around, and the HD audio, front panel HD audio connectors over there, so you can't really put that in there, so that's a bit of a problem. But that's okay, because I'm going to use the cord module, which is external USB, so for higher definition audio. But right now I think everything seems to be working really well, and I actually enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but I started panicking a little bit in case I just messed things up. But for the most part, I think everything is good, and my card is full, so the camera has stopped recording. Whoa, very funny. But anyways, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's a really nice build. But obviously I'm going to upgrade later on. So that was the only problem. I got the LEDs working, just want to show you that. So I'll leave it here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys again in another video.